Okay, we're live.
All right, thank you, Zoe. Hey, good morning. Well, actually, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Labor and Public Employees Committee's first committee meeting this Tuesday, February the 15th. I will convene the meeting at 12:08 p.m. And at this time, I will open the floor for remarks by the chair, starting with Senator Kushner.
Thank you, Representative Porter, Madam Chair. I am excited about the opportunity to raise new bills this session. Everyone talks about it being a short session, but as the fact that we represent and address the needs of working people in the state of Connecticut, we always have a full agenda, and I think you'll see that here today and in subsequent meetings. But it's good to be back, and we've got a lot to do, so I won't take up too much time. I just say let's get going and let's see what we can get done for the workers of Connecticut.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. Senator Sampson.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I'll just say that I'm glad to join the committee once again this year as the ranking Republican senator, and looking forward to a profitable session. I will say that we have asked today for the procedure simply to be that we go through the list of concepts kind of one by one with a brief synopsis. I mean, very brief, couple of sentences about what each one of these bills do from the chairs. I think that many of these we've seen before, so they should be pretty straightforward. There will be some that we will ask for roll call votes. Other than that, we are satisfied with a voice vote. And that's really because I don't know necessarily that every one of the Republican members will be in favor or against the ones that we voice vote. But I think that it's more appropriate than having a consent calendar. And I'll just add that I don't see any Republican items on this agenda. The chairs can certainly correct me if there are. I know I submitted 4 bills myself. And it would be nice to know whether or not we are actually having any Republican bills included in our concepts this year. But either way, I'm looking forward to debate and discussion on these bills going forward, and hopefully a good year. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Sampson. And just in response to your remarks, we do have your bills and other Republican concepts that have been asked to be raised. They are on hold pending more information. And as we move forward, it is certainly my hope that we will be able to address those issues as well. Representative Aurora, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm very glad to be here to work on some on the public work, on work of this committee. I look forward to active debate. As we all know, there are some ideas here we have strong positions on as well, and would like to discuss these. And I echo Senator Sampson's points that there are some we just have no idea what they're about, and the way they've been, the heading is, it doesn't really give much clue either. So we would be looking for more information on those. With that, I once again thank everyone for joining, members of the public, and I look forward to a good session. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Aurora, and I too welcome the Labor Committee members as well as the public that is attending this hearing today. And I just want to go ahead and put out that we actually have some new folks that have joined our team. So I'd like to take this opportunity just to acknowledge who the members, policy, LCO, OLR, et cetera, are. So I'll start with Taylor Thorpe, who is the HDO, the House Dems policy person for the Labor Committee. Then we have Ryan Hughes, who is the Senate Dem for policy. We have Devin Ashelon Smith, who continues to be the Labor clerk and my aide. We also have Greg Hannon, who is the House Republican policy person. Maria Mulrow is the Senate Republican policy person. And we have a new LCO. We welcome Heather Reeves, and we're excited to be working with her. Chris Cordima as well, LCO. And then we have our two faithful, Lee Hansen with OLR and John Moran with OLR. And the only thing I'll go ahead and mention at this time is that we will be holding the votes open today for the votes that are not voice votes, 1 hour after we end our committee meeting. And with that, I will go ahead and get started with the concepts to be raised, which is Roman numeral number 3. And I'll start with item number 1, an act concerning pandemic pay for essential workers. This is to provide pandemic pay to Connecticut essential frontline workers. We have had this before. We will be working to move this again. And at this time, I would just ask for a motion.
So moved.
Thank you. Motion by Senator Kushner and a second. Second by Representative Vargas. Any discussion? Yes, Senator Sampson, you have the floor, sir.
And thank you, Madam Chair. As I asked for in my opening remarks, just a quick description of what the bill is. And I will just state for the record here that even though a voice vote, we're not really going to record yeses or nos for any of the members. I just want an indication, and this also applies to any roll call votes too, that we are just here today debating and deciding whether or not we're going to raise these concepts for future discussion. So a vote one way or the other really doesn't have anything to do with how someone might feel about the ultimate resolution. It's just about whether or not we feel this is appropriate for this short session and something we should be discussing. Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome, Senator Sampson, and I do concur. Senator Kushner, you have the floor, madam.
Thank you. And I am very interested in hearing the concept of pandemic pay for essential workers. I think this will give us an opportunity to hear from workers themselves, as well as perhaps members of the administration. We know that in ARPA funds that were sent to the federal funds that were sent to the state, there were provisions for pandemic pay, for hazard pay for frontline workers. We have not yet designated those funds, and we are interested in a vehicle and a concept that will frame the basis for pandemic pay to be distributed to our essential workers who kept us safe while we, by going to work, we were able to stay at home safe while they went to work and took great risks. So I think that in the hearing, we'll have an opportunity to flush this out more, but I know there are a lot of people who are concerned that we take care of this session. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Kushner. Representative Aurora, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to see if you had thoughts in terms of the funding, because my understanding is that pretty much all of the funding coming from ARP has already been deposited in various expenses of the state, either to plug the revenue hole and many other items, or passed on further to the municipalities. Was there specific allocation in the last session for something like this? Because we do know that the amount of stimulus right now is creating immense amount of inflation, which is hurting common workers, common citizens in Connecticut. That is one of the most important concerns I'm hearing from our citizens and my constituents. And one of my primary objectives this session is going to be to really push back against any inflationary bills, because inflation is really taking the bite out of everyone and out of everyone's earning power. And people are spending double what they were on many essential food items, grocery items. And this spraying of money by the government has really been very harmful to our constituents. And I really want to make sure that this is not deficit spending, which you are asking for. I know there's an idea here that one can do helicopter money and money will just appear. That's just not the case. And we have seen now that, unlike just theories, this is just basically hurting every single citizen, not just, as a matter of fact, people who are very well off. It may be okay because they may have some savings. It is those who have no savings. It is those who live paycheck to paycheck. They're really getting hurt. So I just want to see, where do you think we're going to get this funding? If there's allocation, is this deficit spending, or is it just a way to to basically see if we can get more funding from the federal government. Can you please shed some light on that?
Thank you, Representative Aurora. I think the first thing I want to say in response to what you just stated is that I believe a big part of the problem is that wages have not kept up with productivity. And that is why a lot of people are having a hard time making their paycheck go as far as it used to go. And the inflation, that's a subject for another time, but I don't share the perspective that you just shared. What I will say in response to your question is that there was $34 million that was allocated for Essential Fund to pay essential workers last year. And we are in discussions, myself and Senator Kushner, with the governor's office to explore how we can expand on that funding to include these workers as well. And Senator Kushner, I don't know if there's anything that you would like to add to that, but that would be my response to your question, Representative Aurora.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would just say, I concur with you that we have a very different understanding and analysis of what we need to do to make sure that the working persons of Connecticut can get by and can pay for those groceries. And certainly, that is our chief concern. But as to the funding mechanism, I think that will come through further discussion and through developing the bill itself, if we decide to raise it, which I hope we do.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. Representative Aurora?
Madam Chair, I don't think economics is a matter of opinion. Economics, this is a science which have been established, and we know if spending of this sort it really leads to nothing but inflation. If we want a wage spiral of the 80s or 70s, if that's what, once again, no opinions here. These are just basically, what happens, just like science of medicine, there is a science of economics. Economics, as they say, is as much a science as a liberal arts subject. It's just not a basic philosophy of what one feels like or of the emotions. This is about how the world works. And if we are going to throw more money and more government spending at a time when there is no available capacity, all it's going to do is what they call, more money chasing fewer goods. And I would recommend, any basic economics analysis for this. We are going to push demand. I think this is a major issue. I think one of the fallacies which given is, let's just give more wages so that people can get more goods because goods are getting expensive, and then goods get more expensive, and then you give more wages. That's what you call an inflationary spiral, which really leads to massive amount of hardship. Anybody who lived through the 80s knows that. Anybody who lived through early 90s knows that, how the hardworking people were on this mistaken notion that you can basically pay them off by printing money. So I will leave it there, because just as we discussed earlier, these are just concepts here. But at the same time, the basis for the concept should be sound. Whereas in this case, I really think it's a mistaken notion that we, the government, can solve every problem by printing money. And this is just akin to printing money. The 34 million you're saying, I think there's a governor's release last week of another 400 million of tax relief on certain items. I don't know which pocket it comes from, knowing that the federal money does prohibit payments into tax relief or reduction of taxes. So I think there's a lot going on here, but I hope the public understands that we are really focused on improving affordability for our public, for our workers, for our employees, for our retirees, especially, and our retirees, who are very important as well. And we do want to stay away from policy set, which, on simplistically might seem like helping a few people, but, could really, through the stimulus elements of it, lead to massive amount of damage to the basic fabric of our society, because it hurts those who really, especially fixed income, those who live on fixed income. And this is no longer, I want to point out to all the members of the public, this is no longer a fictional theoretical idea. Anybody who has gone to the grocery store knows what's going on. And anybody who peddles in economic theory knows what's going on. The last number, which came out earlier this week, showed a 7.5% annualized inflation on average. And most of us would argue that really does not really even paint the full picture, because the actual number for the hardworking folks of this state is more, even above 7.5%. And this spiral is seems to be just starting. It sickens my stomach when I think about how this could evolve and it could hurt our state. And I do want all of us in this committee to be very mindful of this, because it said crime and inflation are the two things which hurt most. And I would, and I will, I know time is of essence here, so I'll cut it short here. And I would say that, we should take special, put special thought into this as we advocate such ideas. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Aurora. And the only thing I will say is that what some people call inflation, I call monopoly control. We just have a lot of people that are able to control the pricing of the market right now. And I think that we also need to acknowledge that when we talk about inflation, but that is not germane to this bill. So I wish to move on, and I will recognize Senator Kushner at this time.
Thank you, Representative Porter. I will not take more than a few seconds to say that I would like it noted that I don't agree with a lot of the analysis that Representative Aurora just laid out. As someone who has spent my life representing working people, I'm very familiar with the needs of people throughout the 80s and the 70s and even before. So I think we need to get these bills raised and move the agenda. So I hope that we won't see this meeting as an opportunity to debate economic policy, but hopefully in the public's hearings, we'll have an opportunity to hear from the public about what they need and what they desire. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. Duly noted. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, and I would ask if this is one, Senator Sampson, I'm not sure you wanted to do roll call on certain ones. So if you could just let me know.
I'm satisfied with a voice vote on this particular item, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Sampson. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Seeing none, this matter has passed. Item number 1. Moving on, we will now go to item number 2. An act concerning Fair Work Week schedule. And this is another one that we have seen previously. And this is just to put forth the concept of protections for shift workers. This was a Senate Bill 668 last year, 2021. And we're looking to address the fair work scheduling and the shift scheduling that negatively, unfortunately, impacts many workers in this state. I will ask for I was going to ask for a motion and then a second, and then I would call on you, Senator Sampson. I do see your hand. So can I, Senator Kushner has moved it. Representative Hughes has second, and Senator Sampson, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Just a couple of observations very, very quickly. One of them is there was quite a bit of debate on the very first item. And I don't know that that was necessary, since I don't know that that was even a extremely controversial thing. And we're only, again, voting on whether or not we're going to have a hearing on such an item. But I think that was generated partially by the way the bill was described, and then the response from my colleague on the House side. And I would ask that going forward, that when we describe these bills, we describe the policy and not any opinion, because respectfully, Madam Chairman, I disagree with you wholeheartedly that this bill could be described as a protection for anyone. I think this is an attack on certain types of businesses that will negatively impact the employees of those establishments also. But that's my opinion. It obviously is different than yours. And I just would like to, as much as possible, leave that out of this conversation today. It will go a lot faster, and we will get through this if we just talk about what this bill does, and then we have our opportunity to vote. And on this one, I'd like a roll call if that is acceptable. Thank you.
That would be fine. We can do a roll call. And my apologies if there's any offense to the way we have outlined the descriptions, but that is how we see the concepts that we are raising. Representative Aurora, you have the floor.
I just wanted to follow up with Senator Sampson to say that I do agree we need to move this fast, but the best way to do it fast in a session like this would be to take a limited number of ideas. You know, starting with 30 ideas on the first meeting perhaps is not the right use of time. Maybe we could start with 5. That would be a really good way, but that's just my humble suggestion. And I'll yield back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Representative Aurora. Any further discussion on item number 2? Seeing none, Madam Representative Aurora.
Yeah, and you know, the question which I wanted to ask is that this was debated last time. Is this concept at this policy from this point to include the challenges we had, because there was a lot of discussion last time, if you remember, from the point of view of franchisees, or is this is the thinking to, you know, keep the franchisees in an equal footing like last time, or is there some thought process which the chairs have thought about, or is it just basically roll it all over again because we ran out of time last time? What is the thinking here as you ask this bill to be drafted or raised?
Representative Aurora, Senator Kushner and I are still having that discussion. That is why we're raising it as a concept. And once it becomes clear to us, we will share that with the committee.
A follow-up, Madam Chair, are you thinking of a change, or are you thinking about bringing it as is?
As I stated, Representative Aurora, we are still having that discussion. There has been no determination made.
Okay.
Any further discussions?
Madam Chair, one suggestion may I have is, would you basically care to push it off to a further meeting before, so that you have a discussion before raising the concept? Because if it is a complete repeat of last time, I would rather not raise the concept. I would suggest you not raise the concept. But however, if you're thinking about, because there are other ideas here, but if you're thinking that you're going to make some changes, but then that would be a different thing. So perhaps wait for another meeting to really come up with this and work on the other ones, what you normally call let's putting this on hold, maybe.
Thank you for that suggestion, Representative Aurora, but it is on the agenda. We will be voting to raise this. And at this time, I will recognize Senator Kushner. You have the floor, madam.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to urge a yes vote on this. I think it's a really important concept, and clearly there was a great deal of support last year for this bill, and I look forward to the public hearing so we can formulate the best bill possible and get it through both chambers. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Yes, of course. And just a reminder, when you are voting, please state your name and your vote so I can see you on the screen. Senator Kushner.
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter.
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson.
Senator Sampson votes no.
Representative Aurora.
Rep. Aurora votes no.
Senator Cabrera.
Senator Cabrera votes yes.
Representative Sanchez. Representative Anderson.
Representative Anderson votes no.
Representative Hall. Representative Hughes.
Representative Hughes votes yes. So you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Senator Lesser.
Senator Lester in the affirmative.
Representative Cipriano.
Rep. Retigliano votes no.
Representative Vargas.
Representative Vargas votes yes.
Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Madam Clerk, would you please announce the roll?
If we're holding votes open, I can't.
Oh, you. Thank you for that reminder, Madam Clerk. Ooh, I'm glad you thought of that before you did that. Thank you. All right, we will go ahead and move on to the next item. And that would be item number 3, an act concerning unemployment overpayment. And this is a really important concept. As you all know, many of our constituents have been reaching out to us as well as DOL regarding this issue. And we would like to raise this concept in order to see what we can do to waive the repayment requirements for unemployment benefit recipients who have overpaid unemployment benefits through no fault of their own. So I do want to stress that this would be pertaining to workers who received unemployment benefits and are asking to pay back an overpayment, but the benefits that they received were through no fault of their own. This is not anything dealing with fraud whatsoever. At this time, I would ask for a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Representative Vargas,
Second
by Representative Hughes. Discussion, Senator Kushner, you have the floor.
Thank you. We have had conversations with the Department of Labor, and we understand that a lot of what pertains to how you address overpayments is governed by federal law. And so in terms of how we approach this, I think that a hearing will give us an opportunity to hear both from officials and also from people who were impacted by this and help us to formulate good policy as to how to address the problem. We do know that other states are dealing with the same issue and have taken some different approaches that we can look at also through that public hearing process. So I urge adoption. I urge us to raise this concept today. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I will ask all in favor to please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Any abstentions? All right, seeing none, that item has passed. Moving on to item number 4, an act concerning the Essential Worker COVID Relief Fund. This is something that we were able to establish last year. We actually just had a brief conversation around the $34 million that was allocated for this relief fund. And we would like to look at providing up to 10 days of wage replacement to essential workers who missed work because they either tested positive for COVID-19 or they needed to quarantine due to the exposure to COVID-19. And I think we understand how important this concept is because of the impact that COVID has had on specifically the working class, middle class, the essential workers who have had to go to work regardless to where we have been in this pandemic. Senator Kushner stated it earlier, we have been allotted the luxury of staying safe and staying home. These workers continue to put themselves and their families in harm's way, and many of them have paid the ultimate sacrifice, whether it be the worker or family member. So I would really ask that we vote to pass this concept so that we can look at furthering the ways that we can provide relief to the ones that we have depended on crucially to keep this economy open. And with that being said, I would ask for a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Senator Kushner.
Seconded, Rep. Hughes.
Thank you. Any discussions? All right, seeing no raised hands, I will ask that all who are in favor to please unmute and say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Abstentions? All right, seeing none, that item passes. Moving on to item number 5. This is a concept regarding an act concerning non-compete agreements. And these clauses have traditionally been used to protect trade secrets and were linked with highly compensated managerial and executive employees. Unfortunately, these non-compete clauses are now more widespread and are shifting to affect all workers, including those with low wages. And these are a lot of the workers that we've been hearing from about the impact, the negative impact that these non-compete agreements have had on them. So employees working as home health care workers, house cleaners, food service staff, or caretakers in group homes or nursing home facilities that do not have the same specialized training as salary employees, but are being asked to sign non-compete agreements as part of the hiring process. And we really feel like these workers are unlikely to possess sensitive information or have access to trade secrets. And this is a tool that we're looking to use to respond to some of what we're hearing from workers. With that, I would ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
And a second.
Happy to second it. Rep Hughes.
All right, Senator Kushner motion, Rep Hughes second, and Senator Sampson, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Just following up on my previous request, which is to stick to the language of the bill and what is being proposed. And I appreciate that you have a strong opinion about this, Madam Chairman, and you're entitled to it. But every time you bring up your version of why we should support the bill, you're asking for anyone to disagree to point out their reason why they might oppose that. And I don't know that that's necessary for a meeting where we're simply bringing up concepts for public hearing. And I would just suggest that a non-compete agreement is something that can be discussed between free citizens when they are discussing their agreement for employment. I believe that people are adults, they are free citizens, and that they can enter into an employment agreement as an employer or as an employee voluntarily, and it's up to them whether they want to participate. Now, I know some people might disagree with that, and we can have that debate, and there's no doubt that we will, because I don't see how this is not going to pass the committee today. But I just would like to remind the chairs that if you would like this meeting to go quickly and get through this as quickly as possible, the way to do it is to just do not encourage debate to happen here on simply whether we're going to bring up concepts or not. And with that, Madam Chairman, I would like a roll call vote on this item. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Sampson. Duly noted. Representative Aurora.
Madam Chair, thank you very much for recognizing me, and I'll follow up with Senator Sampson's comments that, you know, I really find that this bill could put many people out of business. And while I may sympathize with some folks who may get this a non-compete on them when they do not have something proprietary, but that's just saying that we know what's proprietary and businesses don't. You know, this is the essence of committee, which really of some of the work which is being done, and some of the comments which I hear, they are just purely painting all businesses as if they are bad people going out there to harm good employees. The reality is that any business would not impose an undue hardship just for the sake of fun. You know, people generally want to make sure that their contracts are reasonable, because just as we heard before, otherwise they would have no employees, because people will understand that this person imposes harsh clauses and will not work for them. So, but however, the collateral consequence, and the only reason I point out here in this debate, and I hear Senator Sampson's points that we should keep away from the pluses and minuses, because we're just saying that whether we're going to raise this bill. But since you said that this is going to help someone, this is really not going to help employees as we, in the majority. It may help one employee for each employee it helps. It could hurt tens. And that's what I'm against. I find very problematic with it, because killing jobs is easy. Creating jobs, very, very hard. And when we sit here, we need to make sure we do no harm, we kill no jobs, because killing jobs, maybe in the name of virtue, is just not a good idea. So I will basically leave it there, and I will actually agree with my good Senator Sampson that in for the future, you know, items 4 to 30, we can reserve some of this debate for later if you don't prompt us by telling us that this is for the good of the people, when we know that the other point of view is that this is for the bad of the people, and that's why we're opposing it. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Aurora. As I stated to Senator Sampson, that will be duly noted. And I did say what I said, and I just want for the record to show that you said what you said. I did not say anything about businesses being bad. And we will try to adhere to the request that both you, Senator Sampson, have made at this point. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, I would ask for a roll call, please.
This is on item number 5, an act concerning non-competitive agreement. Senator Kushner.
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter.
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson.
Senator Sampson votes no.
Representative Aurora.
Rep. Aurora is a no.
Representative, can you just repeat yourself? You are on screen.
Representative Aurora is a no.
Thank you. Senator Cabrera.
Senator Cabrera votes yes.
Representative Sanchez. Representative Anderson.
Representative Anderson votes no.
Representative Hall. Representative Hughes.
Representative Hughes votes yes.
Senator Lesser.
Senator Lester in the affirmative.
Senator Lesser, can you just repeat yourself, please?
Senator Lester in the affirmative.
Thank you. Representative Retaliation. Representative Vargas.
Representative Vargas votes yes, and there's a little bit of problem with your audio.
Okay, thank you. Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, moving on. Next, we have item number 6, an act concerning collateral consequences. This is actually something carried over from last year. We did have a task force to address the collateral consequences of a criminal record, and we are looking to explore bringing this back in some form where we can address some of the issues that were brought before the task force. I will ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion by Rep. Vargas, second by Senator Kushner. Any discussion? Yes, Senator Sampson, you have the floor, sir.
And pardon me, Madam Chairman, I have trouble getting my hand up. My physical hand is easy. The electronic hand, not so much. I'd like a roll call vote on this item. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Duly noted, Senator Sampson. Any further discussion on item regarding collateral consequences? All right, seeing none, Madam Clerk, if we could please have a roll call for item number 6.
Sorry about my audio. I'm trying to fix it one. Bear with me, please. Senator Kushner.
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter.
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson.
Senator Sampson votes no.
Representative Aurora.
Rep. Aurora is a no.
Can you just repeat yourself, please?
Representative Aurora is a no.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe.
Senator Cabrera.
Senator Cabrera votes in the affirmative.
Representative Sanchez. Representative Anderson.
Representative Anderson votes yes.
Representative Hall. Representative Hughes.
Representative Hughes votes yes.
Senator Lesser.
Senator Lester is a little slow on the draw there, but Senator Lester votes yes.
Representative Retaliation.
Rep. Retigliano votes no.
Representative, can you just turn your camera on, please? Representative Tigliano,
Yes.
would you mind putting your camera on while you vote?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I don't mind. I mind, but I'll do it.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. So I just need you to restate your vote with your camera on.
Representative Tigliano votes no.
Thank you. Representative Vargas,
Representative Vargas votes yes.
Representative Winkler,
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, moving on. Item number 7, an act concerning the adoption of the recommendations of the task force to study cancer relief benefits for firefighters. We did have a task force, and this is about prevention and early detection, data collecting and reporting, rebuttable presumption. Quite a few things came up that we are looking to address from what was discovered in this task force, and I will ask for a motion.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
I have a motion by Senator Kushner, second by Representative Vargas. Any discussion? Seeing none and no request for a roll call vote, I will ask for a voice vote. All in favor, please unmute and say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Any abstentions? All right, seeing none, that concept passes. Moving on to item number 8, which is also an act concerning adoption of the recommendations of the task force to study the state workforce and retirement employees. And these are the recommendations of the task force to study the state workforce and retirement employees. I would ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second. So we have a motion by Rep. Vargas, a second by Senator Kushner. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute, and all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Abstentions? And the item passes. Moving on to item number 8, and I'm sorry, item number 9, an act concerning partial pension disability offset. This is something we've been looking at. We've gotten several concerns from firefighters as a remedy for providing pension benefits and survivor benefits to professional firefighters who actually die in the line of duty of cancer. And I would ask that someone please give me a motion.
So moved. Second.
Okay, I got a little confused here because as somebody was saying the motion, can I get a motion?
Rep Hughes motion.
Okay,
Second.
motion by Rep. Hughes, second by Rep. Vargas, and Senator Kushner, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We had a variety of bills, a couple of bills that address the needs of our firefighters. And unfortunately, I think there's a little confusion. This particular partial pension offset is about where firefighters are hurt line of duty. They don't die. It's not related to cancer, but they are hurt in the line of duty and if they don't return to work and go on to retirement benefits, they have an offset of their disability benefit against pension. So I just wanted to clarify that that's the intent. Thank you.
Thank you. You're absolutely right. The firefighters had testified in the past and had questions about the hardships of the offset. That was my error and confusion. So thank you for clarifying that, Senator Kushner. Any further discussion? Representative Aurora, you have the floor, sir.
Madam Chair, is this only about firefighters or about other sector, other employees as well?
This is firefighters.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome, Representative Aurora. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you unmute, and all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Abstentions? Okay, seeing none, that item has passed. Moving on to item number 10, an act protecting Connecticut workers. This bill would be one that is aimed to protect workers across the state during their daily work life, and especially pending the unpredictability of this pandemic we're currently in. And I would ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
And a second. So we have a motion by Representative Vargas, a second by Senator Kushner, and a hand raised by Senator Sampson. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. And I appreciate your description, although I think it's a little brief. Can you tell me exactly how this bill proposes to, quote, protect Connecticut workers? What exactly policy change are we making in this proposal?
Actually, that hasn't been determined yet. I do see my co-chair with her hand up, but what I will say is that we know that this is an issue for Connecticut workers. This pandemic has been very fluid and very changing, and we would like to take a look at how we can craft something that would address that fluidity.
Understood. So at this point, it's a very vague concept. There's no actual policy that's been determined for it.
No actual policy that has been determined for it. That is correct, Senator Sampson.
Understand. I can appreciate that. I would just suggest that when you go to draft this bill, to take into consideration that the majority of problems faced by Connecticut workers were not as a result of COVID-19, but rather the government's reaction and response to it. The business closings, the determination of workers being essential versus non-essential, and requirements for vaccines, imposing on various workers' ability to keep their employment and so forth. Those are all government actions. They were certainly COVID had
I
a
am
factor.
respectfully requesting that we.
Anyway,
Representative Vargas, you are muted, but Senator Sampson has the floor. I'm sorry, Senator Sampson, please continue.
yeah, no, anyway, I think I made my comment anyway, and I'll support this this item to get out of for a concept today. It would be nice if we had a little more meat on the bones when we raise these items so that we know what we're going to be discussing. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Sampson. Senator Kushner, you have the floor, madam.
Thank you, Representative Porter. I think that there are so many issues that confront Connecticut's workers today, some of which are related to the pandemic, and but much of which is just related to the general conditions that people work under. And I think our goal with a concept bill like this is to perhaps look at ways we can pull together a variety of concerns and fashion them into more of an omnibus bill, which we have done in the past effectively. So I think that Senator Sampson is correct in asking that there's a little more meat on the bones, and I think we'll be able to flesh that out quickly and hopefully have that discussion with our ranking members in the near future. So I appreciate his support for getting this concept raised today.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. Representative Aurora, you have the floor, sir.
Madam Chair, the problem I have in supporting this bill is that neither is this a dummy bill, as they call it, or a placeholder bill. It appears that there are some ideas behind it, but those ideas have not yet been taught or discussed or something like that. I'm still a little bit at loss as to how this shows up on the list. I do want to point out that this is a short session. I do want to point out that just coming up with fanciful or ideas which are not well thought out and making them laws of the land is just a very risky thing. I think as businesses around the state are listening into the call, and they basically must be quite in anxiety. They may not be able to sleep tonight. Business owners, small business owners, that some degree of regulation to protect Connecticut workers, as if Connecticut workers today are not protected by their businesses, by the law of the land, and by federal laws. There's a lot of legislation they are already subject to and to follow. and all businesses, as you know, perhaps you might agree with it, you know, from your comment earlier, is that, you know, these are all good people running good businesses and creating jobs in our state. 1.6 million jobs in our state are private sector jobs. About 100 to 150,000 jobs in our states are public sector jobs. And, you know, I find each session we start, you know, just making an assumption that those businesses who create those 1.6 million jobs, or 90% of the jobs in the state, are bad actors, and we're gonna find a way to get them right, get them to do right, because we know better. And this is basically got nothing on it. It is just basically an idea saying protecting Connecticut workers. And when the question was asked whether what are you going to protect them from, the question was, we don't know yet. They are being harmed, and so we're going to protect them. And maybe we should have Connecticut workers, and perhaps also add on this Connecticut employers, to basically, so we can give some degree of comfort to them as well. If we don't have any ideas about Connecticut workers, maybe we can ask Connecticut employers to see if what is harming them from their point of view, and get their input in a public hearing and say, listen, we're going to help protect the job creation, as well as, you know, other ideas you may have about protecting workers. So it is very, in a short session where we have very little time, and when the risk of having bad legislation, and you know, I just want to repeat that bad legislation, which has created massive inflation in this country, which common people are really getting hurt by. And that's a result of some unnecessary legislation passed last year, maybe not at the state level, some at the state level, some at the federal level. And I'm very concerned about it. I'm really very concerned about it. My constituents are very upset at it, both businesses as well as you know, employees and retirees. And instead of really letting it be and making sure that we do no harm, now we have these very written bills. I just really feel very bothered with something like this. And I just wanted to make my comment known here that doing any harm to Connecticut businesses is doing harm to Connecticut workers, and putting some uncertain language of maybe we will think about something at some point, and so we're going to put it on, just is not the right strategy for this committee at this point. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Aurora. And I will just simply state that that is what a concept is, and that is why it's being raised as a concept. We will flush it out to address the issues that you and anyone else on this committee may have. Senator Kushner, you have the floor, madam.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to be very clear that I've served on this committee now. This is going into my fourth session year. And I have to say, I think we've been very deliberate and very serious about every bill that we have raised and heard, and those that have passed through the chamber. I'm proud of our record of supporting Connecticut's workers and doing so in a way which advances our whole state. So I'm confident that this bill should, after it's being heard and being flushed out after all of that, I'm sure if it passes out of this committee, it will be a good bill with solid reasons for doing so. So thank you for raising this concept on the agenda today, and I look forward to its passage.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. Any further discussion? Representative Aurora, you have the floor for the second time.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for recognizing me second time. I really appreciate that. You know, you're very kind. I do want to put it on the record that the income growth for Connecticut workers is amongst the slowest in the country for the last few years, the slowest in the country. And that's the reason I really wanted to be on this committee, is because we need to turn that around. We need to turn that around. We need Connecticut income growth for Connecticut workers to be higher than what has been in the last 5 years. And many economists say certain kind of unnecessary regulation in businesses leads to this kind of a situation. That's really my worry. My worry is not because, you know, we don't want to end any practice which is bad. Absolutely not. We want to help our workers. But this whole idea of creating unnecessary regulation, which may stop income growth. And I'm talking about facts. I'm not talking about my opinion or my gut or the good of the world. I'm talking about the facts that really the Connecticut income growth over the last 5 years has been amongst the slowest in the country. the slowest and amongst the slowest in the country. And so we need to reverse that. And that's just for a record, not for debate. I just want to put it on the record for this meeting. Thank you, Madam Chair. Back to you.
Duly noted. Any further discussion? Right, seeing none, I would ask that all who are in favor to please unmute and say aye.
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 Aye. Any nays? All opposed, please say nay. Abstentions? All right, seeing none, that passes. Moving on. Item number 11, an act concerning volunteer fire departments and ambulance companies and the definition of employer under the State Occupational Safety and Health Act, otherwise known as OSHA. This is a DOL request, as well as the recommendations from the task force to study the firefighters. And I would ask for a motion, please.
So moved. I'll second
Right.
it.
So we have the motion by Senator Kushner, the second by Representative Vargas. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Abstentions? Right. Item passes. Moving on to item number 12. This is an act concerning captive audience. And this is a concept that is similar to a Senate bill we had last year. And this would address what has been coined captive audience meetings and attending and participating in meetings sponsored by an employer where the employer's views differ from the employees. I would ask for a motion on this, please.
So moved.
So moved.
Motion by Representative Vargas. I need a second, please.
Second.
Second by Senator Cabrera. Discussion, Senator Sampson, you have the floor, sir.
And thank you, Madam Chairman. I just asked for a roll call vote on this one, if I could. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir, you have a roll call coming. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, I would ask that you please call the roll.
I changed my audio, so I just want to confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. Senator Kushner,
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter,
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson,
Senator Sampson votes no.
Representative Aurora. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Senator Sampson, can you just repeat your vote? I didn't see you on screen.
Yes, ma'am. Senator Sampson votes no.
Perfect. Representative Aurora. Senator Cabrera.
Senator Cabrera votes yes.
Representative Sanchez. Representative Anderson.
Representative Anderson votes no.
Representative Hall. Representative Hughes.
Representative Hughes votes yes.
Senator Lesser. Representative Retaliation.
Representative Retigliano votes no.
Representative Vargas.
Representative Vargas votes yes.
Senator Lesser,
Hold on, Senator Lesser. Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Okay, Senator Lesser, go ahead.
Senator Lesser votes yes, and apologies for forgetting about Representative Winkler. I won't make that mistake again.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Right, moving on to item number 13. This is an act concerning the expansion of Connecticut paid sick days. This concept would look to expand the number of paid sick days workers in Connecticut are to receive, which would actually bring us in line with our other states' common practice. Can I get a motion by Senator Kushner? Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Second by Representative Vargas. And I do see Senator Sampson has his hand raised, and you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I would appreciate a roll call vote on this item if you could.
You got it, Senator Sampson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'm sorry, Representative Anderson, you have the floor, sir.
Yes, Madam Chair, my question is, does this apply to only state workers?
I believe that this would be all workers. I don't think that we were talking about limiting this just to state employees. Senator Kushner, if you'd like to weigh in on that, I do see your hand up. You have the floor, madam.
Thank you, Representative Porter. In 2011, the state, we passed a bill for private employers to provide, that included private employers in provision of a certain number of paid sick days. It did have a limitation on the number of days and the size of the employer. So I think that we are looking to review that, hear testimony about that, and see if we need to update our policies, given that it's been more than a decade since we first passed that bill. So I believe I do understand that it does currently affect private employers of a certain size and for a certain number of days. And our understanding is that we need to revisit that. So that would be part of what we would hear in the public hearing.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Senator Kushner.
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter.
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson.
Senator Sampson votes no.
Representative Aurora.
Representative Aurora votes no.
And Representative, you missed the last vote, so if you could just hold off at the end, I'll record your vote then.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Cabrera.
Cabrera votes yes.
Senator, can you repeat yourself, please?
Senator Cabrera votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Sanchez. Representative Anderson.
Representative Anderson votes no.
Representative Hall. Representative Hughes.
Representative Hughes votes yes.
Senator Lesser.
Senator Lester votes in the affirmative.
Representative Tigliano.
Representative Tigliano votes no.
Representative Vargas.
Representative Vargas votes yes.
Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Representative, can you just repeat yourself, please? Representative Winkler. Would you just?
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And the votes will be held open for an hour after this committee meeting ends. With that being stated, we will move on to item number 14, and this is an act concerning unemployment compensation for striking workers. This is a concept that we would like to explore with New York State recently moving to allow striking workers to collect unemployment after 2 weeks of a worker being on strike. And I would ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion by Rep. Vargas and a second by Senator Lesser. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute and all in favor. Oh, hold on. Let's rewind. Senator Sampson, you have the floor, followed by Representative Aurora.
Madam Chairman, forgive me, it just takes a couple of seconds sometimes when you click the button to get your video or your hand up. I'd just like a roll call vote on this item as well. Thank you.
You're welcome, Senator Sampson. Roll call vote it is. Representative Aurora, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I just want to just understand the concept here. You know, I know we don't want to go into details of concepts of policy or the motivations. I just want to understand that if there's a dispute between a disagreement between the employer or the management and the employees, then the employees walk off the work and strike, which they're entitled to. Then they get unemployment in a sense. Where the state takes their side by default. Is that what we're saying? Is there some, I'm just trying to understand. The point is they're striking and the whole idea is to get them to a deal. There will be no agreement ever if basically you do income replacement for one side. It just is a very difficult idea for me to comprehend that it is how it would work. Is it just disrupting? Is it even legally a viable thing? And if so, how would it work? Would you basically say if you strike, you still get paid? Back to you, Madam Chair, if you could answer that.
Representative Aurora, what I will say is that, as stated when I introduced the concept, New York recently went from allowing striking workers to claim unemployment, I think in 8 weeks down to 2. So it is absolutely legal. I did hear you ask if it was legal, and I will recognize Senator Kushner at this time so that she can respond to this as well. Senator Kushner, you have the floor, madam.
Thank you, Madam Chair. When I was representing workers in New York City back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, that was a law in the state of New York. Workers could collect unemployment while on strike after a certain period of time. And so as Representative Porter stated, it's certainly legal. I think Representative Aurora made a statement that suggested there would never be agreements if that were the case. And I just want to assure you and other members of this committee that there are plenty of strikes settled after workers were receiving unemployment. So I don't think that is the case, that there would never be a contract settled. So thank you for raising this, Madam Chair, and I look forward to supporting it.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
This is for item number 14, Senator Kushner.
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter.
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson.
Senator Sampson votes no.
Representative Aurora.
Representative Aurora votes no.
Senator Cabrera.
Senator Cabrera votes yes.
Senator, would you mind just repeating yourself, please?
Senator Cabrera votes yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Representative Stanchek. Representative Anderson.
Representative Anderson votes no.
Representative Hall. Representative Hughes.
Representative Hughes votes yes.
Senator Lesser.
Senator Lester in the affirmative.
Mind repeating yourself, please? Senator Lesser, would you just mind repeating yourself, please? You are not on camera.
Senator Lester in the affirmative.
Thank you. Representative Retaliano.
Rep. Retaliano votes no.
Representative Vargas. Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Moving on to item number 15, an act concerning expanding workers' compensation coverage for post-traumatic stress injuries for all employees. This would extend our PTSI workers' comp coverage to all employees. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
So we have a motion by Rep. Vargas, a second by Senator Kushner. Any discussion? Senator Sampson, you have the floor, sir.
A roll call vote on this one as well, if that's possible, Madam Chairman.
Absolutely. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
First, item 15, Senator Kushner.
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter.
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson.
Senator Sampson votes no.
Representative Aurora.
Rep. Aurora votes no.
Senator Cabrera.
Senator Cabrera votes yes.
Would you mind repeating yourself? I'm sorry, there's a lag.
Senator Cabrera votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Sanchez. Representative Anderson.
Representative Anderson votes no.
Representative Hall. Representative Hughes. Representative Hughes. Senator Lesser.
I'm sorry. Rep. Hughes votes yes. Sorry.
Senator Lester in the affirmative.
Giuliano.
Rep. Tigliano votes no.
Representative Vargas.
Representative Vargas votes yes.
And Representative, you missed the last vote. If you could just wait before we recess to vote on the last bill, the last concept. Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
I'm concerned. Oh, you're not frozen, are you? Madam Chair, are you frozen?
I think
Madam
I'm back. I was, yes. I was like, nobody can. Yes, thank you, Madam Clerk. Representative Vargas?
no,
Are
I
you?
just want to, for some reason, I can hear everybody clearly.
Can I just
except
say
for-
this is sort of a companion piece to, I think it's Senator Kelly.
Representative Hughes? You're not, thank you. I'm sorry, Representative Vargas, you have the floor.
For some reason, I can hear everyone clearly except.
Yes,
our clerk.
I vote yes.
It seems to come in garbled. I mean, I
Okay,
know when to vote. I know when to vote because of the order of the votes, not because I hear clearly.
all right. Thank you for making that notation, Representative Vargas. I do believe that the clerk has been trying to address that issue. Senator Kushner, you have the floor, madam.
I do too think it's a little garbled when the clerk, Zoe, when you're speaking. I don't know if you get very close to the camera or to the microphone, it might be a little better, but you are a little garbled when you speak.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. All right, we will continue on. I do believe we are on item number 16, an act concerning protection of warehouse workers. This is a concept that we're interested in raising as we look at California and a bill that they recently, well, a bill that they passed, I don't know how recent it was, to address the working conditions of Amazon and other warehouse workers. And I would ask that someone please make a motion followed by a second.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion by Rep. Vargas and a second by Senator Kushner. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute and all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Abstentions? All right, seeing none, that item passes. Moving on to item number 17, an act concerning technical and other changes to the Labor Department statutes. This is an agency DOL bill that concerns technical changes. And I would ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second it.
Moves by Senator Kushner, second by Rep. Vargas. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. Abstentions? This item passes. Moving on to item number 18, an act concerning wage theft. This would work to strengthen enforcement on wage theft. Currently, these types of cases are not being brought to the full attention before DOL, and this is a concept to address the issue of wage theft. At this time, I would ask for a motion, please.
so moved.
Second,
Second.
moved by Senator Kushner, second by Rep. Vargas. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, please say nay. Abstentions? Seeing none, that item passes. Moving on to item number 19, an act concerning sexual violence workplace posting and training. This is a concept that is supported by the Connecticut Coalition Against Domestic Violence, and it would require posting of domestic violence hotline and resources at workplaces. I deem this to be very critical during this pandemic, as we have seen an uptick in domestic violence. And I would ask that you all support this, first starting with a motion and then a second.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Senator Kushner, second by Representative Vargas. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Abstentions? Seeing none, item 19 passes. Moving on to item 20, an act concerning forced arbitration. This is actually legislation from last year that was under HB 6475. It concerns employees being forced to sign waivers giving up their rights to civil actions. I would ask for a motion
So moved.
and a
Second.
second. Motion by Senator Kushner, second by Representative Vargas. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Abstentions? Item number 20 passes. Moving on to item number 21, an act concerning state staffing levels. This concept would be looking to implement policies that promote state sector hiring, like automatic refills and continuous recruitment. I would ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Moved by Senator Kushner, second by Rep. Vargas. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Abstentions? Seeing none, item 21 passes. Item number 22, an act concerning the establishment of a state training fund for state service career development. This concept would look to establish a training fund for career development within state service. This fund would also cover the cost of training, seminars, and conferences that assist participating employees in upward mobility or promotional opportunities. I would ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
that was a motion by Senator Kushner, a second by Representative Vargas. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. Abstentions? Item number 22 passes. Item number 23, an act concerning the state workforce and discrimination and retaliation in the workplace. This would be a concept looking to implement a state level policy that forbids authorities from retaliating or discriminating against an employee who complains about discrimination. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion by Rep. Vargas, a second by Senator Kushner. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. Abstentions? Seeing none, the item passes. Moving on to item 24, an act concerning the codification of standard wage. This concept, I'm sorry, actually guys, to hold on for one moment. Yes. I'm sorry, item number 24, an act concerning the codification of standard wage. This would be a concept looking to address issues brought by service workers related to the standard wage. I would ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
That was a motion by Senator Kushner, a second by Rep. Vargas, and Senator Sampson, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. My understanding, based on the previous bill and your comments a moment ago, this would be creating an alternative minimum wage for certain types of workers. Is that correct? Through you, Madam Chairman?
I'm sorry, Senator Sampson, I lost you right near the end of your sentence. Could you please repeat that?
Sure. I was just asking if the concept here is something akin to creating an alternative or a second minimum wage for certain types of job classifications. Is that correct?
Senator Sampson, I will let Senator Kushner respond to that. Senator Kushner?
Thank you, Madam Chair. There is currently a standard wage on the books for workers that work in service industries, but on property leased by the state. And it is already on the book, so it's about enforcement of the standard wage that is already in existence in Connecticut.
Senator Sampson?
Thank you. I don't want to speak without being recognized. I appreciate that, Madam Chairman, and I appreciate the answer. And I now recollect what this bill is, and I appreciate the information. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Senator Sampson. Thank you, Senator Kushner. Any further discussion?
There's 30.
All right, seeing none. I think Senator Sampson's hand is still up. I just want to confirm that you didn't raise your hand. Okay, he took it down. All right, I would ask for all to unmute and please, those in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Abstentions? Seeing none, it passes. Moving on to item number 25. This is an act concerning the status of probate court system employees. This is another concept that we had before us last year, and this would allow probate court employees to be recognized as state employees for the purpose of bargaining. I would ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion by Rep. Vargas, a second by Senator Kushner. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Abstentions? Seeing none, item 25 passes. Moving on to item 26, an act concerning unemployment benefits for adjunct faculty. This would be a concept that we visited before, and it would require the Labor Department to follow guidelines when determining whether an individual who performs instructional, research, or principal administrative duties at an institution of higher education is eligible for unemployment compensation or retroactive payments. I would ask for a motion, please.
So
You're
moved.
mu- Thank you, Senator Kushner.
Second,
So we have a motion by Senator Kushner, second by Rep. Vargas. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Abstentions? Seeing none, item 26 passes. Item number 27, an act concerning improving indoor air quality in public school classrooms.
so,
Uh, Thank you, Representative Vargas.
we suffered a
Second,
lot in those schools.
Second.
second by Senator Kushner. Any discussion?
I just like, Madam Chair,
Yes, Representative Vargas, you have the floor, sir.
as a teacher 35 years in the Hartford Public School System, and my wife being a teacher 35 years also, we can attest to the poor air quality inside those schools. And anything we can do to improve that would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Representative Vargas. And this concept would look to define what is acceptable conditions and establish a monitoring system for HVAC and indoor air quality standards in schools. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I would ask that you please unmute. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Abstentions? Seeing none, item 27 passes. Item number 28, an act concerning employees. This again would be a concept that we're looking to raise to address the ongoing concerns that continue to come into the Labor Committee and DOL concerning where we currently are with the status of working conditions, et cetera. I would ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Moved by Rep. Vargas. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Senator Kushner. And I will recognize Senator Sampson. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much for the recognition, Madam Chairman. Just looking at this bill title and from your description, it sounds like a placeholder bill. And I also suspect the next two, the final items 29 and 30, you might want to clarify that for me. So just in the essence of time. If so, I'd like a roll call vote on those items. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Sampson. And yes, you could refer to those as such, and I will honor your request for a roll call. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, I would ask that you please call the roll for item number 27.
Okay.
I'm sorry, item number 28, my mistake. Item number 28.
Okay. Senator Kushner,
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter,
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson,
Senator Sampson votes no.
Representative Carrera, Senator Cabrera,
Senator Cabrera votes yes.
Representative Sanchez, Representative Anderson,
Representative Anderson votes no.
Representative Hall, Representative Hughes,
Representative Hughes votes yes.
Senator Lesser,
Senator Lesser votes yes.
Representative Giuliano, Representative Vargas,
Representative Vargas votes yes.
Representative Winkler,
Representative Winkler votes yes.
and I apologize for all of my audio and speaker issues. I'm on my work computer, so I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We do realize we have no control over technology, so we appreciate you continuing to make the effort. We will move on to item number 29, an act concerning working conditions similar to item number 28. This is a concept that we're raising in order to address the fluidity of any working environments or aspects of employees' terms and conditions of employment. With that being said, I would ask for a motion.
Second.
Moved by Senator Kushner, second by Representative Vargas. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Yes, this is for item 29. Senator Kushner.
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter.
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson.
Senator Sampson votes no.
Representative Aurora. Senator Cabrera.
Senator Cabrera votes yes.
Representative Sanchez. Representative Anderson.
Representative Anderson votes no.
Representative Hall. Representative Hughes.
Representative Hughes votes yes.
Senator Lesser.
Senator Lester votes yes.
Representative Retaliation. Representative Vargas.
Representative Vargas votes yes.
Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Moving on to our final item, item number 30, an act concerning the Department of Labor. Like the last two, this would be a concept to be raised to house anything that would need to be addressed concerning the Department of Labor for working folks or otherwise. And with that, I would ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion by Senator Kushner, second by Representative Vargas. And I would ask for a roll call if there's no discussion. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
First, number 30. Senator Kushner.
Senator Kushner votes yes.
Representative Porter.
Representative Porter votes in the affirmative.
Senator Sampson.
Senator Sampson votes no.
Representative Aurora. Senator Cabrera.
Senator Cabrera votes yes.
Representative Sanchez. Representative Anderson.
Representative Anderson votes no.
Representative Hall. Representative Hughes.
Representative Hughes votes yes.
Senator Lesser.
Senator Lester votes yes.
Senator Lesser, can you repeat yourself with your camera on?
Senator Lester votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Retaliano. Representative Vargas.
Representative Vargas votes yes.
Representative Winkler.
Representative Winkler votes yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That does bring us to the end of our items for discussion for this meeting regarding concepts to be raised. The votes will be held open for an additional hour to allow those who have not voted yet to vote. And I will move on to item number.
Rep Porter. Just for clarity of the record, could you state a time, like a specific time, so that people are aware when the votes will close?
Absolutely, Chris. Thank you. You're welcome. The time is currently 1:41 p.m. So I will say that we will hold the votes open until 12:41 p.m.
Oh,
I'm sorry, 2:41 p.m. It's been a long day. All right. So item number 4 would be the announcement of time and date of the next meeting. We do have a meeting that will be scheduled as our next meeting for this Thursday with a time to be determined. So that will be our next meeting scheduled for Thursday, February the 17th, time to be determined. And if there are no, I don't see any hands raised, I will just make this an opportunity for the chair and our rankings to have some closing remarks, and then I will go ahead and recess until 2:41 p.m. Senator Kushner, you have the floor, madam.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I want to thank all the members of the committee for a productive meeting today. We had a large agenda, but we got through it, I think, very efficiently. I look forward to our meeting on Thursday, and I'm excited about the opportunities that we have before us this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator Kushner. Senator Sampson, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I appreciate the opportunity to say a few words. I don't really have anything to add. I appreciate the meeting today. Hoping the next agenda has a few more Republican items, maybe even some of my proposed bills, but that remains to be seen. Until then, I'm looking forward to the motion to adjourn. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Sampson. It will be a motion to recess. Representative Aurora, you have the floor, sir. Not sure if Representative Aurora is still with us. I think he may have had to step away. So with that being said, I will just thank you all for making the time to be here today, for moving these important concepts forward. And I do look forward to the task at hand and making sure that we work together for the people of the state of Connecticut concerning labor and public employees. With that, I will recess this meeting until 2:41 p.m., at which time the meeting will be adjourned. Thank you, Madam Clerk, and thank you to all our support team.
Representative Vargas, would you just mind staying back? You just missed one vote.
I'm not sure if he heard you. Representative Vargas, Madam Clerk is asking that you please stay on because you missed one vote.
Okay, I will.
Thank you. Thank you, Zoe.
Of course. Representative Vargas, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Okay, it's number 14, an act concerning unemployment compensation for striking workers. How do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you.
Representative Vargas votes yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I understand that we are in recess now, so this is not on the record. Is that correct?
It is still on the record.
Okay.
Yes, we're still live.
We're still live, I understand that, but in terms of process for the meeting, if we're in recess, can I make a comment to Representative Porter?
The meeting still has to remain live on YouTube, so you can feel free to give her a call. This meeting still remains on YouTube and on CTS.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Hey, Zoe.
It's Rep. Retigliano. I know I have to vote on like 3 or 4 things, but I was waiting till I was pulled over to do it. So
Absolutely.
are you going to have the link open for a bit?
Yep, this will be open until 2:41. So if you want to jump back on and we can go through the votes that you missed.
I think I missed only 4, correct? And
I'm
one of
going
them,
through it right now, and I will pull them out and I'll let you know when you log back on.
all right, great, thanks.
Of course. Hi, Representative Sanchez.
Hi, Joe.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So we're just going to go through the roll call votes. So item number 2, an act concerning fair work week schedule. How would you like to vote? And just if you can state your name and then your vote.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Item number 5, an act concerning non-compete agreements.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Item number 6, an act concerning collateral consequences.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Item number 12, an act concerning captive audience meetings.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Item number 13, an act concerning expansion of Connecticut paid sick days.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
14, an act concerning unemployment compensation for striking workers.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Item number 15.
Sorry?
Item number 15, an act concerning expanding workers' compensation coverage for post-traumatic stress injuries for all employees.
Okay, I apologize.
That's okay. Sorry, I've been having audio and mic issues.
All good. Representative Sanchez votes yes. Thank you.
Item number 28, an act concerning employees.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Number 29, an act concerning working conditions.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
And item number 30, an act concerning the Department of Labor.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Thank you very much. You're all set.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Hi, Zoe.
Hi, Representative, let me just pull the votes. I had to go through with another member, so just give me 1 second.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, missed item number 5, an act concerning non-compete agreements.
I'm a yes.
Would you mind just stating your name?
Rep. Tigliano.
Yeah, you just have to. I have to record your name. I have to see it on.
Okay. I'm on the camera and it's me. So I'm a yes on that one and a no on everything else.
Okay, we're gonna just go through it really quickly. Hold on. So number 28, an act concerning employees.
Yeah, it's all. I'm a no.
I'm sorry, I hate to do this. Can you just repeat your name and then your vote?
Rep. Tigliano. No.
Number 29, an act concerning working conditions.
Rep. Tigliano. No.
And the last one, number 30, an act concerning the Department of Labor.
Rep. Tigliano. No.
Thank you. I appreciate your patience.
I appreciate your patience.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
You too. Thank you.